second half.
We did have a second half primer of one of our top shelf.
Top shelf.
If
Actually, not the top shelf.
Could be.
The coconut bourbon itself.
That could be. I think it may have been in the impossible realm.
Well, we'll never get it again.
Chuck makes a good point. We will never get it again. Now, is it readily available? Yes. Will we get it again? No. So it does make it impossible.
It is readily available. I need to scan this one. I need to scan the other ones we've had too.
All right. Well, we're not talking about the second half bourbon yet.
No, we're not.
But here we are, second half.
It is the second half. It is what is it? It's April
22nd.
Yeah, so we this second half is April 22nd, and it passed April 20. And I didn't hear a whole lot of buzz about April 20. A bunch of people like to smoke marijuana.
Well, it was Easter.
Oh,
I don't think it matters to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever. It doesn't affect me whatsoever.
I think it does temper it somewhat.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Maybe a little. People are focused on the resurrection of Jesus Christ, and they're like, they don't have time for marijuana on that day. Maybe. I don't know.
Who knows?
Sunday,
I don't know.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun day. Oh, and for you, it was Sunday fun day.
Well, not. Well, I did go over to Sean's.
He came over to my house.
No, I was talking about the.
We had a little Easter shindig. I tell you what, Tara, my wife, always goes above and beyond. I mean, this time
she does. She's the ultimate host.
She made it wasn't a traditional Easter feast. You got ham, chicken, turkey, whatever. The whole
barbecue.
Barbecue, brisket. Yep. You know what she made this year?
Mm-mm.
It was the cold cuts,
sandwiches.
Oh, that's right. She did a sandwich bar.
It was a smorgasbord of sandwiches, breads, meats, cheeses.
So you had like tons of different meats.
Did you have like mortadella?
I don't know what that is.
You probably did, and you didn't even know it.
I ate it.
So did you have roast beef? And
We had a little prosciutto. We had a little.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. We had it was a small gathering.
Did you have head cheese?
We had a bunch different. I didn't really. They didn't have little name tags on the cheese. Yeah, we did have some of that. It was fun.
Is this an opportunity for you to throw out every weird fish, cheese and meat?
It's got to sound Italian.
So we had a great dinner. Then afterwards we did Pictionary.
Oh, that's fun.
Chuck left right before Pictionary.
Did you do men versus women?
We attempted to, but there was more. I think men than women, so we had to have my father-in-law go over to the other side. Oscar Renee, he went over to the other side.
Because you and I are undefeated.
Yeah, we ripped them up. The guys are. It was.
Did you really?
Oh, it was embarrassing. All
right. Well, we haven't introduced ourselves.
Well, it is the second half of the podcast, and good Lord, I think the halftime break that we took with the little extra shot really did the thing.
Yeah. We had a little sugar boost as well.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah. It actually may be the cake. I think you're right.
Yes.
Something's going on.
I got a head rush going on right now.
Well, it's April 22nd. Thank you, Chuck, for always Chuck, our producer. Yeah.
Yes.
Gladly.
The latest and greatest. So anyways, dudes like us, I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
We have a jam-packed list of topics to talk about.
Yes.
We're running hot. We're not talking about Hitler. We're not talking about any of this other weird shit. We're staying.
We're going to have to get it out
here
in 15 minutes because we're all going to crash in 20.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yes. That sugar high.
Yeah. What was that? Tips treat or what was that?
No, it was nothing bunt cakes.
Nothing bunt cakes. Yeah. Well, we just ate a pound of cake each.
Oh.
Whenever we do go to video, it's going to be like our heads are going to be on the table, microphones are going to be knocked over, and it just gets silent.
Whose birthday was it, Brandon?
It was Steven.
Happy birthday, Steven.
Yes, happy birthday
shout out to
Steven.
Mr. Steven.
And he is
23.
23.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Unbelievable.
Same age as Dawson and Preston.
That's right.
So
exciting times.
We've we got certain playoffs going on. I think, did the Mavs start?
The Mavs, I give them credit for, despite the absolutely horrific trade that they did.
They sucked.
And then, what's his name? Anthony Davis went down right after that.
Kyrie Irving went down.
Blew out his knee.
He's not coming back till next January.
Right. So they still had a shot, and they did the play-in.
No, they did the play, and they had to beat Sacramento to get to the play-in.
And it was a one-game playoff?
And they beat Sacramento. Then so it was the one play-in to get the last playoff spot. They had to beat Memphis.
Okay.
And they got blown out.
And that was also a one-game deal.
That was a one-game deal.
I like that they do that, though. It gives the 9 and 10th seed a chance to get into the playoffs, which is always kind of cool. It creates that Cinderella feeling that you have about the NCAA.
Yeah, but then, the Mavs were below 500.
Yeah, then they shouldn't even have been.
Exactly. And I don't know if...
I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah,
really? Below 500?
Yes.
Okay, that's dumb.
Yeah. And the Memphis, I don't know what they were, but they had to go and play Oklahoma, who's the number 1 seed. And they got beat.
They're going to get destroyed.
They got the first game. They got beat 130-80.
Dawson told me
it was ridiculous.
A 50-point win in the playoffs.
Yes,
that is not good for the league.
No, because you're the lowest seed, and I understand why they do that. You won your first top seed. You should get some kind of benefit from that.
Yeah, you want to play hard during the season,
right? And
it should matter. Your seeding in the playoffs should matter.
Yeah, and
so I agree with it.
But the nice again, I don't know what Memphis is. What does it say up here? Memphis, 48-34.
I have never been more disconnected from the NBA.
Look at that. The Mavericks are in last place.
I won't either, dude. I shouldn't say
39-43.
Yeah, the thing about the NBA, though, is because they all play each other, a lot of times one of the conferences is going to be a lot weaker than the other one. The Western Conference has always been like the dominant.
Yes, it has been.
And they'd have like 10 teams that were really good and only 8 made the playoffs, and then the East would be weak as hell.
Yes.
And they don't, they only have like 4 teams above 500 in the entire East, right? So
has it shifted?
I don't know. I think they just
There's more parity.
The playoffs. Yeah.
There seems to be more parity now.
A little bit. I mean, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're at 68-14.
Yeah, but what about
one
the
of
East?
The best in all times?
Oh yeah, look at the
Cavs
East. The East is pretty strong.
18, yeah. Celtics are strong. You have 3-4 strong teams.
So the Mavericks would be in the same position in the
They
East.
would be. So it's parity right now. That's good.
So
that's good.
It's not too bad.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Mavericks fans, I think, are shattered.
They should be.
Because Luka is gone, and that was the worst decision from a GM. I'm amazed the dude still has a job, quite honestly.
I wonder what his over-under is on if he'll make it through the summer before the draft.
So apparently it's the people who own it is a family that really doesn't know basketball. They just bought it for the investment.
Correct.
And so...
The Adelmans?
Yeah,
Adelmans.
So it's not like a Mark Cuban scenario, right, where the freaking owner's on the bench.
Right.
Right? So maybe they're giving him some leeway because they don't really kind of know what's going on.
They should know now. I guarantee they're getting some feedback.
They should be concerned about their GM, right?
Yeah, the feedback on when we were watching the Stars game last night, the guy had a Fire Nico T-shirt behind the bench,
behind the
Stars bench,
dude,
at the hockey game.
The sad thing is, I guarantee he's gotten death threats.
Oh yeah, he has.
Crazy, right?
Who hasn't?
Right nowadays, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Anyway, but the Stars are doing a little bit better.
Well, they struggled. They lost 9 straight. They lost 8 to finish the season.
Did they really?
Yes.
Yeah.
The last 8 games
kind
they
of backed
lost.
into the playoffs,
and then they lost their first playoff game, and then they finally won one last night in overtime.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the seed? What seed are they?
They were 1 or 2, weren't they?
I'm trying to find the playoffs.
I think they were first or second.
Even after
second. They're second.
Even after a 9-game skid,
second in their division, right? In that division, and Colorado's third. So they do have home ice, right? But they blew the first game bad, and then came back in the second game. Now they do have a couple of key injuries. Rebo has been out, and Heiskanen has been out for a long time, since January, I think. And he's like their best defenseman. He's one of the best in the league.
Right.
So they're kind of struggling a little bit with injuries. Not that Colorado doesn't have their own. Like Landeskog's been out for years, but he's supposed to be coming back during the series, and Robo may come back later this season.
So this series could change in a hurry.
It could, yeah.
All right. So when's the next game?
Tomorrow.
I think Winnipeg's going to end up winning this whole thing.
Oh yeah.
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 I don't know enough about any of these teams to have an opinion.
Well, you know what happened was they put them on Victory Plus.
Yep.
Online.
Are you kidding? I can't even get the game?
You can't get the game. Oh, well, you can get it if you get Victory Plus.
Oh, come
You can watch on that. And it's free, right? And
it is free.
And they made
okay.
This says they're simulcasting on ESPN. So, but
Okay.
the first round was all going to be on Victory Plus for sure, and the regular season was all on Victory Plus.
But it
wasn't
free.
on Bally. It wasn't on Fox Sports Southwest or anything like that.
Yeah, I guess if
free.
I guess
you just sign up for it.
Yeah, I guess if
and
it's
you
free,
just
who
stream
cares,
it.
right?
You stream it. They have crappy commercials and really awkward breaks, but they have the same team. They have Razor and all the guys Savvy, all the guys you used to listening to for the Stars game. It's just on a different. They went away from Bally Southwest for some reason. I don't know. They had some kind of contract dispute, and they said, "Well, we'll just do this thing."
Well, there was a huge that was with baseball as well.
Yeah,
Bally's had a huge I don't know, collapse or lawsuit or something. Where they had to all the baseball got out of it. I guess the hockey too. So now the baseball, because they locked down viewership basically on Bally's network.
Oh boy!
So no one was able to watch any unless you had Bally's.
Yeah.
You weren't able to watch anything.
That's a really smart strategy
Yeah.
for the league,
Right.
Don't you think?
to limit your exposure.
To bolster viewership.
Well, something happened
let's
last
make it
year.
impossible to watch the game.
Yeah, something happened last year that broke that whole thing apart. And the hope is that you'll be able to watch a lot more Rangers games. And now Victory Plus. You said it's free, though?
It is, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, well, that's at
for
least
now.
smarter.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know
Okay.
how they're making money, though.
Who
Well,
did you
I mean,
say
they got
was
to
gonna
sell
win it,
commercials,
Jeff?
right?
Winnipeg, I bet.
The Winnipeg Jets?
Sure.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
The Winnipeg, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know what they are.
Beggars.
I will say this. So NHL, I could watch any playoff game and find it entertaining.
Yeah.
Hockey is an exciting sport to watch, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, they get intense.
Yeah, they get super intense,
Yeah.
especially because it's the kind of game where it can be 3-2, and there's 10 seconds left. You know what I mean?
There's a flurry right
And there's
in front.
a flurry
They pull a
right in
goalie.
front of the goal,
Yeah.
and it hits the post, and the rebounds off the post, and I mean, it's so cool. I do miss watching hockey.
Well, the thing that
I'm going to try to watch it tomorrow night.
The thing that I appreciate, again, I haven't watched a lot, so maybe I'm incorrect on this, but the one thing that drives me nuts with basketball is the last 2 minutes seems to take
For
fucking hour.
Oh yeah, because they have a million timeouts.
Yeah, they save them all and all the commercials and then the
Fouling.
timeouts and the fouling. I'm just like, come on,
Yep,
get
the foul.
on with the game.
And it seems like that's a sport where the officials can affect the outcome
Yes,
so much more than hockey. I know they can make a bad call in hockey where somebody goes
Or ignore a call.
It creates a power play. I get it.
They did at the end of the game last night, but go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying it seems less likely. I can't stand it when the game should be pretty much done, and then they call some bullshit call, and they send them to the free throw line. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they affect the outcome.
And one thing I can
hate it.
appreciate with I have a hard time sitting down watching soccer, but the good thing about that sport, there's no timeouts. The
None.
clock runs nonstop.
Yeah, but you never really know how much time is on there.
Oh,
Well, because when these guys flop, the refs keep track of some of this time.
Yes.
They say, okay, we're in bonus time. It's usually not more than 10 minutes, though. It's typically around there, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So you're in for 90 minutes-ish, and you're done.
Right.
Yeah. And
No commercials.
One half.
Boom, you're done.
One half time. That's really kind of short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really so
They don't have to mow the grass or.
So you guys know
Without
how
the Zamboni.
you know how I have season tickets to the FC Texoma, right? Because my son works for the team,
Correct.
so we got like a crazy deal on the season tickets. Anyway, so we've gone to several games now, and I have been to a professional soccer game before, but this is the most I have gone to games, and it would. You know that it's going to get into 91, 92, 93 minutes, but it would actually be really cool to know exactly how much time is left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you can tell that they know it's getting close. They start getting tense and they start taking more shots and they try to make something, try to make something
happen. Don't they usually put like +6 on the scoreboard or something like that, but the timer's off, but they get to call it kind of when they feel like 6 minutes is up.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think it's a hard 6.
It's not a hard 6. Yeah. So anyway, but
Speaking of a hard 6,
but it is slow. It's a slow.
I really think they should firm that up a little bit.
Yeah, they should.
It's because like they can make this shit up as they go. It's
kind
like
of.
this.
They do.
And I tell you what,
and they do.
the whole flopping around thing.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I mean, Shelly just kind of like, she's like, oh my God, get up. Because they're scrolling, they're rolling around just being ridiculous.
grabbing their shin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they act like they've been shot in the back with a shotgun.
And then no one really pays. Then they get up and start playing again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sprinting.
You're like, well, I thought you were hurt.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And I know it's at every level they do
It
this,
is.
but it really is nauseating.
Yeah, it is.
So
It's fun to play. I remember my dad took me to watch. Well, way back then, you didn't have ESPN and stuff like that. And I played soccer for a decade, so
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy." I think it was like World Cup, but it was on film, and we went into some big arena with a bunch of people, and we sat there and watched
a screen.
a screen of the World Cup games.
That would have been fun.
So, but when I was 11, I was sitting there going,
This is the
What
most
the hell?
boring
most
thing ever.
boring thing ever. I love playing it because you're running. You're nonstop,
no.
right?
Oh, dude, it's
And
lot of running.
But sitting there just watching it, I was like, I can't. We watched maybe a half. I was like, I'm out.
I can't do this, Dad.
Yeah, and he was pissed. He was like, and we left.
He didn't make you stay.
No.
How did you have that kind of clout to tell your dad
Well, I
we're
think
leaving?
he saw that I was miserable. I was just like,
You start crying. Dad, I can't do it anymore. I can't stand it.
I don't think he was really enjoying it either. Is a thing.
He was probably pissed that it was boring too.
Yeah, he's like, damn it, he's right.
Yeah.
But
I-
I have to
I
show
spent-
some kind of
I
aggression
spent a
here.
fortune to watch it on a screen.
I have no idea how much it costs.
Yeah, but have you taken your kids to to a live sporting event now, and they're just looking at their phone?
Yeah.
Like, why did I pay $50 for a
Seriously.
seat or $100 for a seat or
Right.
whatever?
Yeah, for sure.
I took them to the playoff a couple years ago for the Stars Blues. It was a great game. They went to overtime, and they're sitting there right in front of me, just like
yeah.
you know,
No. So
typing on or
in-
looking at the stuff on their phone.
yeah,
Like,
in my situation, if I'm taking them to some sort of game, I know they're into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know they want to be there.
Yeah.
Like Brody is not my sports kid, and Brody was like, Dad, you never haven't taken me to a Mavs game or whatever. And I go, son, you don't watch sports.
right.
Like Dawson and I are watching the Stars together. Like, come watch it with us. It's fun to watch.
Oh, it's boring.
Right. Well, he doesn't say that, but he's just like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, I'm not going to spend $100 on a ticket. That's a cheap ticket.
Right.
And you just look at your phone. I mean, what the hell, man?
What if it was a skateboarding thing?
Yeah, I would take him to it. If he told me, hey, Dad, I want to go to this expensive blah, 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 I'd take him
Right.
because I know he's into it.
Right.
Maybe we ought to all try to go to a car show.
I like car shows.
He wanted me to go on a Saturday morning. I was all ready to do yard work. And he and Nick were like, we're going to a car show. And Jared, we're going to a card show. Dad, you want to come with me? And I was like, ugh. And I looked at Shelly. She was like, you're going. Like, like she gave me that look. He's asked you to go somewhere. You're going. I was like, yeah, son, I'll go to a car meet. Sure. It was cool. I mean, they had all, I don't know what all the fuck the cars are, but they're cool. They're amazing.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I have no desire to go to a car show. However,
But these are car meets. I think there's a difference. I don't know. Maybe
I
not. Go
like
ahead.
the car shows as well.
I don't have a desire, but I still will. I know it's kind of I'm double flexing here, but I don't really want to go, but I really should go because there is a lot of cool things there. And I know once I'm there, I'll start digging in. I'll be like, oh, this is really cool.
So let me ask. When you say car show, is it a
like the big Dallas car show.
so
Yeah.
like you're like in an arena?
Yes, down at the
and they're-
convention
and they're-
center.
okay, so yeah, that's different. I would do that too.
Yeah, the Dallas car show I think just happened in March.
Yeah, you're
So-
talking like
Yeah.
at the local corner where they have like a bunch of cars
Hot
driving in
rods.
circles, and hey, how you doing, Bob? I'm doing okay. How you doing, Frankie?
Like all the
Right.
like all
Nice
the
Chevy 57. Would you pick that up? Oh, I fixed that
So-
up about 2 years ago.
But I never met any of those type of people.
Oh.
But no, the one I went to was and I guess they have different they have different ones.
Was it the Miatas?
No, I mean this one was all the sports cars you could think of. Right, so there weren't trucks and there weren't motorcycles and there weren't old cars.
Was there an Aston Martin?
This was, they were that kind of
Like
shit.
Porsches
One of them,
and Lamborghinis.
we're
and-
talking $1 million cars.
Bugatti.
$2 million cars. I
Yeah,
mean,
the
they were.
Bugattis get expensive.
It was insane, like this shit. And then of course, it was testosterone.
Oh, yeah.
Through the roof.
Yeah.
Look at
Well,
that.
I'd like to go and try that out. We'd carry a
Little satchel.
a little satchel, a little
Is that
Get-
flask,
Yeah.
Get drunk.
you mean like
At
the
the car
coffee and
meet?
car Sunday
Well, the-
morning coffee and car thing?
coffee.
Yeah. Like the car meet, right?
Yeah, it's a car meet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what these were.
And
it's funny
in some
because
parking lot.
yeah, and it's funny because they don't last very long. They're like from 8:30 to 10:30 or 8:30
Right.
to 11:30.
Yeah.
And so when the cars start to wind down, right, where people start heading out, everybody knows that they're going to go out to the feeder road of the highway. It was right north of 121, right? And they're going to go, and they're going to take off. So all the people walk over to, and they line the road, waiting for each car to pull out and be wowed. You know, with
Pull their pants down and
Yeah, they do that. They do that
no.
in downtown McKinney. They have a lot of those car meets down there.
Yeah. Oh, they have car meets every weekend.
yeah, they do.
all the time.
They have them downtown Frisco as well.
Yeah, all the time. And
Yeah.
they and my son goes all the time. He
Yeah.
loves cars.
Yeah,
You know what? That's
It's
good.
cool. Yeah,
Hey, you know what? I wish I liked cars more. You know, I mean, I never got that fever. I have no desire.
Oh.
You know, I have to work on. I had to work on cars in the past, so
Yeah.
I do know some things about cars, fixing them.
Yeah.
But
Did you ever want to soup up your car though?
oh, I do.
Like put
Man,
the,
I wanna
this on it and that
I want
on
to
it.
get. I want to get me an old car when I retire and just tinker and fix it up like an old Mustang or a old Smoking the Bandit Trans Am.
and
I'd
put
love to do
ground
that.
effects on it.
Old
and,
Mopar.
and,
No, I'm
and
not
fog
gonna do that.
lights.
No, I'm
ground
thinking I
effect.
want to
And,
get one of those.
And what do you call the thing on the back? The
A
tail-
spoiler?
A spoiler.
A fin?
A fin. You're gonna put that on your old Mustang?
No. No. Well, I'll tell you, the car show in Dallas, I took the boys to that several years in a row. And it's fun because you get to sit in cars you don't typically get to sit in.
Oh, sure.
I remember I sat down in a Porsche, high dollar Porsche, and I was like, my knees, the seat was all the way back.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is the most uncomfortable
Super
fucking
uncomfortable.
thing. I
Right.
closed the door, and I was all crammed in there. I was like, there's no way I would buy this.
Yeah, no.
This is incredibly uncomfortable. But I remember, I think it was Brandon was with me on this one, or maybe it was Steve. I can't remember. But they have a vendor fair as part of it, right?
Okay.
So you go over there and you'll see the chamois, and you have the knife guy, and a bunch of car vendors as
Oh,
well,
yeah. A million
sell-
like booths and shit.
selling their stuff. Well, we went to
Yeah.
one. We were just walking around, and the guy came up. He goes, "Hey, come here." It was a audio.
Why are all these guys the same?
Hey, come here.
come here.
Hey, you want to buy an
Yeah,
S?
what are you doing here? What's going on?
They got an 8-ball over
Okay,
here.
sorry, keep going.
And
What?
I don't know. Try to ignore
He's
that,
selling
Sean.
billiard balls?
yes,
Yeah, try to ignore that.
and it was a car stereo place.
Okay.
He goes, get in the truck. And so Brandon and I sit down, and surrounded by these big ass 10-inch woofers, speakers everywhere, just lining everything.
Blew your ears out.
And he turned it on. He goes, "Are you ready?"
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny.
No.
I don't think you could ever be quite ready for that.
He
No.
turned this thing on, and it just went. There was so much air being moved.
Wow.
Air being moved.
The air was,
Was
going,
your-
the hair was going like this,
Was your
just waving.
scrotum like just bouncing?
Oh, it was. It was ridiculous. On
Was
how
it all
much,
bass?
Well, yes, that's all you could hear. And this thing was just going like this. My hair
Yeah.
Brandon's hair was doing that. And what's funny
It's
is,
the worst. That's not enjoyable.
and I was like, yeah, it was cool for about 5 seconds, and,
Yeah.
And then we're done.
then we got out, and then we were standing there. All of a sudden, one of the officials of the place comes running over and
shit up.
He starts bitching at the guys.
Really?
Oh yeah, because I guess it just cranked. It was so loud, apparently, that it filled up the entire convention center.
Oh,
And he came
no.
running over, and he was yelling at this vendor, and you can't do that. You just, blew these people out over here and all this shit. So
Oh, wow.
it was incredibly.
It was awkward, huh?
Well,
Hearing this guy get bitched out.
We were just kind of walking away. And we were just like,
Yeah, I had a buddy that put in those gigantic speakers in the back seat of his car
yeah.
in high school, and I got a ride with him home one time. It was awful.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the passenger seat. I mean, my heart was jiggling around. My rib cage was. It was awful.
Right. Well, there's
I was like,
there's
what's cool about that?
There's
Well,
nothing cool about that.
there's videos out there of people sitting in these cars with there's 20 of these speakers they've mounted in this whole back of
It
this
cannot
thing.
be good for your brain or your ears.
No, that there
Can't be good for you.
ridiculous.
certain types of vibrations weren't meant to be absorbed by the body.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
It was
100%.
it was intense. I was like, and it didn't necessarily hurt the eardrums, but the amount of air. I mean, it was loud as shit, but it wasn't the pitch that you're just like, "Ow, that hurt." It was moving so much air. It was incredible.
It's seismic.
Yeah.
It's like you want to have a heart attack. You're like, oh my God, this is going to affect me.
But the thing that always bugged me, I get it if you're into music, right? And you're an audiophile and you wanted the perfect sounding system. It made the music sound like shit.
It's just bottoming out.
All it was like, look how badass my big woofers are.
Right.
Look at my big woofers.
The woofers.
You know what I mean?
Well, even when you're going down the street, you hear the boom.
Yeah. And it wasn't enjoyable to listen to the music while I was in the car or outside the car.
Well, it probably doesn't sound good inside the car. You know, all you hear is the bass.
Exactly. So all it was a big, whoa, look at me.
Yeah. Well, it's just like these guys. You know, you hear these guys who just jack up their truck, the big ass wheels. Like they're compensating for something.
You know, one of the car shows I want to go to that is it's not their vehicles, but they're RVs, the campers.
Oh, I've been to those too. Those are
That's
fun.
what I would love to go to those. You talk about pimping up your vehicle. Oh my God!
They just had one of those not too long ago.
Because those, you're moving home. You know what I mean?
Well,
that's badass.
I want them. I'd love one to have a moving office where I can just go and drive somewhere, park there, and just work there all day. Nice little scenery, and then just drive back home.
Like wood paneling all on the inside of your van.
You know what? I don't know if it needs to be wood paneling, but they've got all kinds of cool things. It's just that's what I personally would like. Something it's got a little sleep in right there, enough to fit two people.
They have those. Those are all the time down at Market Hall down there, right next
campers, RVs.
Oh yeah, I've been to a couple of them down there.
I've never thought of doing that.
I'd love to go, man.
That would be super
because
cool.
I'm shopping. Tara doesn't know that, but I'm shopping for an RV because
I guarantee there's one coming up,
dude. Yes,
I guarantee there's one coming up. They're down there at the Market Hall, down there, where the Renaissance Hotel is.
God, there's so many.
Down there by the Infomart and all that.
So many different vendors and so many options.
Yep.
It's crazy.
There's one right there, Dallas Market Hall, September.
Wow.
No, I dig it. That
would be cool. I never thought of that.
So I'll get Tara whatever car she wants, and then I'll get my car. And that'll be
got her a car, didn't you?
Whatever. We'll trade it in. I'm just saying.
Dallas RV Super Sale.
2025, the largest RV show in the Southwest. Come to Dallas Market Hall, February 20th, 23rd. Free parking.
Oh, we missed that one.
We missed it already. Yeah, they're up to date on their website. Shelley and I we talked about it quite a bit. And here's the problem with the whole thing. It's like, how often are you going to use it, right? If you don't use it like at least once a month or twice a month, but even when you do, when you go to an RV park, it's generally like $55 to $75 a night.
Right.
So it's pricey.
It is. Plus the fuel.
The fuel, and I guess I don't know. It just financially, it doesn't seem like it's. I mean, I guess it's better than.
But you don't have to go to those RV parks. That's what makes them cool. You could park anywhere.
Can you?
I don't believe you could park anywhere.
Yeah, how's that work?
Well, you're right. You can't park anywhere, but there are a lot of places you can park.
I know a lot of places like Walmart's. I don't think they allow you to do that. And it's also hookup, right?
Sometimes they do.
Some do.
Yeah, there are a lot of Walmarts you can. But my point is that you don't always have to go there. I mean, the idea to get one is to save money on the hotel room. So from that perspective, it saves you a ton of money.
It does. It does. But
and once you have one, then you can start making these plans and strategically. Yeah. And you could find the best deal because they're not all $55. Some are $25.
Yeah, true.
I've also heard I've read because I've looked at them and I read a lot of stories of these husband and wives like, yeah, we got one. Here's what we found out. This is what's great and here's what's not. They're like a lot of these RV parks are a lot of the same people and they're very cliquish. And they all know
travel together.
Yeah, they travel and they keep running into each other. You got your groups and this and that. And if you're not part of that group, then it's not as fun and shit like that.
Yeah, right. Well, no one would like me.
So you'd pull your speakers out and karaoke.
Well, no, I wouldn't, but Tara would want it. But I mean,
traveling karaoke.
She want what? To pull your speakers out?
Oh, but I don't know. She does karaoke. I mean, look, we all do karaoke, but I'm just saying I wouldn't personally do it, but Tara would. You know, as
So
far
she's
as
out
loud
there
music.
she's out there by herself, just kind of performing for the entire RV park.
Oh, well, that's exactly what she'd fucking do. Jesus, man. You know,
Really?
Yeah, we're not bringing speakers. I just changed my mind. But you know what we could do is I'll probably launch some sort of Bluetooth signal. You know, you ever been to those silent clubs where everyone has headsets
Headphones?
on?
No.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah.
What?
Instead of the speakers and you're out there dancing, you put headphones on and you're out there dancing.
How dumb.
So if you don't,
People get into it, man.
so if you're just sitting there not really listening to anything, everyone's dancing out there to no music.
That would be so awkward.
It can be, but at the same time, it's just like and
Different.
people and everyone's doing their own thing, and they're listening to different songs because there are different channels you can listen to. So it's not all the same song.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know, I'm out.
You know, the only
But-
time I saw something like that is when we were watching that Snarky Puppy video.
Oh.
That was the recording video.
Yeah, everybody in that whole place had
Yeah.
earphones
Yeah,
on. Like
that
even
would
the
be-
even the non-musicians. Right?
Didn't you look into that? Didn't you know someone who may have
Yeah, I
connection?
did, and they shunned me because I'm a Republican.
What?
Oh my god!
How shallow is that?
Why'd you tell them? You should have said.
It is
Biden.
what it is. I don't care. But you know what? Here's the thing. Snarky Puppy is a great blues jazz.
Jazzy.
I don't think it's
They're-
blues.
I don't even know if it's what it's called.
Fusiony jazz.
Yes, and they've got all kinds of stuff going on. They do have they have a variety of singers that show up. There's not any particular standard singer that shows up. You know,
And
they've
most of
got-
their music doesn't even have a singer. It's
true.
instrumental.
Oh, they're
Yep.
touring with Steely Dan right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
they're tremendous performers. They're
They're-
all on the
they're-
spectrum.
They're elite musicians.
They have to be on the spectrum.
Why did you say that?
Well,
These guys are
100%.
freaks.
Yeah, the talent on that in that band is ridiculous.
All right, so they got any ones coming into Dallas?
They're in Australia. Let's go. Buy
Let's
tickets.
go.
All right, Jeff,
May 21st, my birthday
you do it. Yo, Jeff, buy the ticket.
in Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Your treat.
Adelaide, Australia.
Although that's
You have
across.
to have if it's
That's-
in Australia, you have to have a COVID shot.
That's across the date line. So we just, that would suck if we show up a day late.
We probably would, yeah. Knowing us, we'd show up a day late.
It doesn't look like they're going to. No, they're going to be in Santiago, Chile.
Child, yeah.
Child, please.
Chile.
San Diego child.
Oh my lord! All right, California. Where
We can go
else?
down
North Carolina,
Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Pennsylvania.
We got to look for
Lord.
the Germans.
Seriously,
how-
are they? They're
It's mostly international. This
Yeah.
is the only part that's
Yeah.
That's
domestic.
what's left.
Yep.
Oh, they're
Pennsylvania,
playing in
California.
Lima, Peru. That's where my brother was born. Did you know that?
We do now.
in Peru.
Yeah, my brother was born there in Lima.
That's a Blue Note summer sessions at the Meritage
Did you call him
Resort.
Bean?
No, I call him David.
Oh, I call him Lima Bean.
Hollywood Bowl. You know, I would really enjoy seeing those guys.
Well, they'll be back because they're from a good chunk of them are from UNT.
Yeah,
The guy who started it's from UNT.
yeah. He was part of Soul Kitchen, SOL.
Not to take a dark turn, but did you hear about the discotheque that the roof collapsed?
No.
No, I didn't hear about
What
that.
You
happened
didn't
there?
hear about this?
No.
In Dominican Republic. It's like, at first they said like 60 people died, and then it ballooned into 260 people. And then like a former former MLB Hall of Famer got killed. All these politicians got killed. I mean, it was a high-profile event.
Shoot, that was just the first week of April.
The
Yeah.
ceiling collapsed?
98 dead.
No, just it? 98? They said 260 the last time I read.
Well, the roof collapses at a Dominion Republican nightclub, killing at least 98 people.
Okay, well, it's better than...
That has to be after some kind of recovery.
98 people, 160 injured.
Oh, okay. It was awful, guys. It killed like pretty high-profile people.
And you're just out there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So nearly 12 hours after the top of the nightclub collapsed onto patrons, rescue crews were still pulling out survivors from under the debris, shushing those around them so they can listen for their faint cries for help. Firefighters removed blocks of broken concrete, used saw pieces of wood as planks to lift heavy debris as the noise of drills breaking through concrete filled the air.
It wasn't a baseball player that died. It was his sister.
Well, they said a Hall of Famer got killed.
It's a sister
There was
of...
a whole bunch of people that were.
It says Major League All-Star Nelson Cruz was his sister. Nelson Cruz was a Ranger.
Ranger, yep.
Yeah, there's more. There's more people that I know for a fact.
But it
there's
says
a Hall
also
of Famer.
killed
Yeah,
was
yeah,
Dominican
Dotel.
baseball player Tony Enrique Blanco
There we go.
Cabrera.
Yeah, Octavio
And-
Dotel.
Dotel, yeah. He played for Astros.
I don't know. And then the singer who was singing was Ruby Perez. He's a merengue singer.
Merengue singer. Ruby
Merengue?
Perez.
He died, I think. I mean,
Oh, he was performing.
yeah, he was performing. Did he die? Relatives.
Relatives of merengue singer Ruby Perez, who was performing with
They're
the
still
Roof
looking
Claps.
for him.
Oh, still looking for him.
man,
Man,
he's
dude.
done.
It was bad. It was really bad. I mean, it's crazy.
When was this?
Yeah, that might.
Beginning of April.
You know what? That might not have been the most recent story.
April 8th.
See
Yeah.
if you can find a later one because it gets worse of how many people ended up dying. Crazy, right?
Yeah, and
wonder
it can
what-
happen in a flash. You never know.
That's when you go, maybe there is a reason for codes.
Yeah,
You gotta
one-
wonder.
Yeah,
You
that makes sense. You know, with a roof like that, and it's a flat roof, and you've got those
Speakers.
old
and-
stool. Yeah, they're bracing big old heavy speakers on there that vibrate, and
Maybe
you know
catch fire.
they're slapping rooftop RT or refrigeration, HVAC units up there that
Yeah.
weigh 1,000 pounds or something like that
Yep.
to cool the places off, but the roofs aren't rated to support that type of weight,
Yeah,
and these people don't even take it into consideration to support that.
Look
They
at that.
just slap it on there. Third world country.
225 people died.
Wow.
Yep.
And I think it kept going up. It was bad. Can you imagine that?
That's just like a nightclub here in Dallas, the roof collapsing.
Right.
And you're out there, it may be like the Titanic thing where they just didn't know. Gone.
And they weren't sure who was in there. Like, so they were trying to figure out. Can you imagine as the stories are coming in? I mean, these were prominent
Yeah.
politicians from Dominican Republic.
Right.
These are big time like sports stars and
Yep.
all sorts of crazy shit. They had no idea who was in there. What a mess.
Yeah.
What a mess. And yes, I think it had 100% to do with code. Just shitty building codes.
I watched a
That stuff happens more than we know about.
I watched a
overseas.
documentary on Netflix about disasters, and they covered hurricanes, tidal waves, earthquakes.
Yeah.
And there was a big one over in the Himalayas that almost destroyed Kathmandu. And they showed the city of Kathmandu, and it looked so rickety.
Right.
And I'm
That's the
thinking,
problem.
I'm like, well, no wonder this
Yes.
city basically just collapsed on itself.
Yep.
You know, it's made out of cinder blocks and just sand. And I don't even know what the hell they make it out of, but it's not built really well.
Nope. And then you have Tokyo and Japanese cities where it's elite engineering to
Oh,
where
yeah.
the skyscrapers are designed to shake in sections.
That's the way.
Like the middle shakes, the top shakes, and
That's
the
the way
bottom
Mexico
shakes.
City is.
It's crazy.
They said that in Mexico, the guys in Mexico said that it sways.
Right.
The whole building sways back and forth.
Unbelievable.
So
Yeah, but they don't have those codes over there in these third world countries.
yeah,
Man.
the Kathmandu. I mean, look at that, for crying out loud. I mean, that's just a pile of bricks and rubble, and
Yeah.
it's so compacted
Yes.
that one building falls, hits the next. I mean, look at that, just the bricks and anything. But anyway,
Yeah. So, with all due respect, we're gonna see if we can't talk about something a little bit more fun.
you know, talk about earthquakes.
Well,
and
you don't.
death.
We were talking fun stuff, and then
Yeah.
we got onto earthquakes. And,
Well, I mean,
Yeah, it's
because
my fault.
we've got some stuff that I'd like to try to do. I want to go to the Waxy. How do you pronounce that? Waxahachie?
Wackatorium.
Wackatorium. No, it's not your
Waxahachie.
bathroom, Jeff. No, it's the Waxahachie. They have the Renaissance Festival, the Scarborough Fair.
Yep.
I recommend all people go. It's fun, first of all. Lots of meats on a stick, and there's different kind of turkey legs and meat, and Chuck went out to Austin and went to Wilshire
Sherwood.
Sherwood.
Yeah, we
Sherwood.
went to the Sherwood on Saturday, right? So we spent like most of the day out there. Got there about noon, and it's their last weekend, right? So they're kind of having some bigger things, I guess.
It was extra.
Yeah.
Oh, they went. It's like the ending fireworks type
It was
of thing.
extra boob shelfie.
They had.
Oh, that he didn't send pics of.
I know.
Well, okay, so
Epic fail.
I've been thinking about that, and not for not trying, right? But most of the women with the boob shelves had men next to them, and like you're going to go take. Hey, excuse me, sir. Can I take a picture of your wife's giant rack?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's exactly
That's the approach, huh? I thought you just kind of hold up the camera and look around and hold it
scratch
over your
back
shoulder.
and kind of
Hold it over your shoulder and just kind of go. You know,
see what
like
you do. You could tie it in. Well, for the iPhone, you could tie it into your thing. You can use this as your screen. So once you have someone else hold it.
I think maybe we need
click.
a GoPro or something.
Wow, we have some professionals at.
Yes.
Do you put that on the bottom, the top of your shoe, so when you walk around, you do this little skirt shot?
My big phone on the top of my shoe.
Actually, shoe phone.
I think he's taking upskirt
Maxwell
pictures.
Smart or
How do you
something?
know? Look at his shoe.
Look, I'm waving at myself.
He's got an iPhone duct taped to his shoe. Okay.
Lord.
Wow. Okay.
So I think whenever you say like a Sherwood, it reminds me just like playing World of Warcraft and all the different outfits.
Well, Robin Hood. That's where Robin Hood is.
So
isn't it?
was
Sherwood Forest?
it crowded?
Yes.
Was it crowded?
Yeah, it was pretty crowded. Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, and it was a nice day. You know,
Pretty
the
good
weather,
turnout?
Yeah, the weather was super, and then you walk around. It's an outdoor mall for everybody's woodcrafts and weaponry, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, and then they
Everybody's
probably
selling shirts
had
and hats
candles and
oh yeah,
soaps
soap. We had
and
I
yeah,
bought some soap.
all this kind of
Did you
natural.
buy some soap?
I bought some soap. I bought a hat. I bought gloves, and I bought a shirt. So I went.
Nice.
And you also bought
apeshit.
some for Kim.
I did too. Yeah, I bought a little bodice lace-up thing.
Yeah, that was.
Yes. That was a topic. Yeah. Oh, there we are.
Yeah, that's the kind of picks we were hoping for.
Yeah.
Chuck.
Well, that was.
Yeah, that was disappointing. Your picks. Anyway, but was there like events like jousting?
There
and,
was joust. There was archery.
nice.
They had a jail.
That's cool, man.
And
Did someone take you to jail?
No, but somebody else had to walk of shame. Shame. Shame.
Were they butt naked?
No.
Did you
Like in
throw
Game of
did you
Thrones?
throw
No.
feces at them?
There was no nudity.
Throw feces at them?
Is that a
what.
thing?
Well, they did in Game of Thrones
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
They should have made it.
and ejaculate.
No, that was Silence of the Lambs that you're thinking of.
I watched Game of Thrones. I watched it and I never caught the ejaculate.
Yeah, you didn't see
That
the
was-
guy. You didn't see
That
the
was
guy.
Migsy.
I
You didn't see the guy beating his.
I
his
didn't.
dick?
I didn't.
Jerking it.
No. Slower. I'm almost done.
Yeah. You've got great throw. You've got great throw.
Look at the throw.
You hit her in the head.
Jeez.
Okay. Wow.
Shame.
Shame. You know what? That was an intense scene to film. You have to know it was.
Yeah.
She was literally walking around naked with the people just throwing shit at her and stuff.
She probably had a merkin on though.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
So, Chuck, what was the most favorite food that you got to eat while you were there?
Oh, well, I mean,
Speaking of Merkin,
outside of the sausage on the stick, which is a family favorite, but no, what did I have? I had a gyro and I had fish and chips. It wasn't like
Euro.
yeah, but I did have mead, and I'll
Ooh.
probably never have mead again. it's
it's harsh.
no, it's really sweet. It's
It's sweet, but you
it's-
fart like a barnyard animal immediately.
It's
that, right?
sweet, like sweeter than beer that we
It's like
tried.
apple cider.
No, hang on, it's fermented honey. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, so the
I
sugars
never,
and the
I
honey.
never knew that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's like a dessert wine, right? Yeah, and you get a little half cup of it or whatever for the same price
I
as a
never knew
beer.
that.
So we just drank.
I
beer.
always thought it was like what the burly middle ages men drank, and it was like
Well, I mean, they
a
did.
stout a beer as you can
Well, it
get.
did.
No, but I mean, I just thought it was
They
like
drink what's available.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll have
interesting.
some of that. What is it? It's me.
Yeah, it's alcoholic. It's cool.
Right, they didn't care.
Do you have any that's not
It's
like
fermented
honey?
bee
They
vomit.
just wanted to get blown up.
Bee
That's all they
vomit,
cared
yeah.
about,
Yeah, well, they have to drink a lot of it.
for sure.
Yeah. Well, I want to go. So you said this weekend's out.
Yeah, but
The-
next weekend I think. Yeah, the first weekend of May, the 4th.
It's going to be rainy this weekend anyway.
May the 4th.
Yeah.
Is it really?
You can wear
This
your Star
weekend?
Wars stuff
Star Wars stuff where?
to May the 4th.
Oh, May the 4th be with you.
Not the 5th.
Is that
not May
Yoda?
the 5th.
God, I
Actually,
can't
it's the
believe I
third.
said
Is
that.
that supposed to be Yoda?
Not the 5th. Yeah.
May the 4th
No, that
is
was
on a Sunday.
that was from the Spaceballs. Remember, was it Mel
Schwartz?
Brooks? Mel Brooks was saying, "Hey, may the force be with you.
The Schwartz.
May the Schwartz be with you."
Yeah.
Yes.
I can see that his Schwartz is as big as mine. No,
He's got Schwartz envy.
it was such a stupid movie, but it was funny.
Yeah, that
Mel,
was
Mel
with John
Brooks, Mel
Candy.
Brooks, man.
John Candy was playing Shabaka, and he was, "What's your name?" Bartholomew, or something.
So dumb, but funny.
He's a Mog.
And it was the guy from Rick Moranis, maybe?
Rick
Yeah,
Moranis with
Rick
dark
Moranis
helmet.
played-
He had dark helmet.
Dark helmet. He's
Yes.
like, God, I can't breathe in this thing. So stupid.
It is stupid, but it was the sign of the times.
It was.
and it was what year did that come out, man? It was
That
probably
had been 85, 86 maybe.
damn. Is it that
I
old?
bet.
Good Lord,
So
Spaceballs.
And he did all the airplanes, right?
No.
Mel
Mel
Brooks.
Gibson?
No, the
No, I
Zucker,
mean,
the
Mel
Zucker
Brooks?
brothers. Zucker brothers did
Oh.
Airplane.
So he did the
87.
history of the world.
He did History of the World.
87.
History of the world.
Yeah.
Oh, 87. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mel Brooks did
Is he still
History of the
alive?
World.
Young
Part
Frankenstein.
Did
History
Mel
of the
Brooks
World.
die? Surely he
No,
did.
no, he didn't.
He didn't?
No, but John Candy and Bill Pullman are dead.
Yeah.
No, Mel Brooks still kicking it.
I thought,
Yeah,
I
he's
thought
funny, man.
98.
98.
Holy shit.
Good for him.
No kidding.
But he
So
had, like,
Pullman was
coffee
the
break.
president on Independence Day.
correct.
I didn't know he passed away.
I didn't know that either. He was pretty young.
Wait a minute. Oh, maybe fake news.
Oh,
Okay.
so he is alive.
Great. Still alive. Poor. We're
But he's
sorry,
71,
Bill.
though.
Bill, if you're listening, we're sorry that
Sorry.
we said you were dead.
You know he's listening. He loves our show.
I know he loves our show.
Everyone loves our show.
Of course. And Mel Brooks does, too. We should have him on.
Everybody loves dudes like us. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram, by the way, guys.
Maybe I'm getting him and Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Yeah, that's probably what
Bill
you're thinking
Paxton.
about.
Yeah, he died
He had
quite a while ago, about a decade ago, I think, right?
Yeah, he was having an operation, what was supposed to be a routine operation, and he kind of bled out. He had some sort of heart.
They kind of nicked him.
2017.
No. I'm thinking of the guy from Three's Company,
John Ritter?
John Ritter.
John Ritter.
Jack Tripper.
He was the one that was having a routine surgery, and something
I thought Jack
went bad.
was it Jack or John? John Ritter. I thought he died of like a brain thing.
Brain
No.
aneurysm.
Yeah.
I thought it was a heart. What the fuck? How do I know? It was a heart
You don't know your celebrity
aortic.
deaths?
No, it was an aortic dissection. Look at that. I did know. How about that?
There's a thoracic aortic.
Whatever.
Dissection.
Well, it's been 20 years.
That's the same thing.
Well, who's the? Didn't Joan Rivers die on the table?
She did.
And one of the Bee Gees died on the table.
Yes, you're right.
I know.
Getting stomach cancer surgery or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. Oh my gosh, she had a lot of work done. Cerebral hypoxia.
Wow. Brain
Yeah.
brain damage caused by a lack of oxygen. That's what she died of.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Well, lack of
She was on the
oxygen.
table, wasn't she? Yeah, she
Medically-
was. She was never awakened from medically induced coma.
coma.
Yeah,
Medically induced.
It's
Wow.
there's a lot of conversation about how
Wow.
she was murdered.
Say that word.
Esophagastronoscopy.
That was
Pretty
close.
close, yeah.
Hey, I give you partial credit.
I just see EGD.
That was actually pretty good.
Esopho-
Esophagastroduo.
Esopho. There's a go in there. Esophagogastroduodenoscopy.
EGD.
Oh.
Yeah, EGD.
We'll call it EGD.
Yeah, just go with
Duo.
EGD.
Esophago.
Holy
God.
shit.
Who made that word up?
Yeah, that's just a compilation
Yeah,
of
that's a bunch of-
bullshit.
Yeah, but I learned from Trivial Pursuit that every single cause of death always is lack of oxygen to the brain. Every single death in the history of deaths. That's what kills you.
So the decapitation wouldn't do it.
Well,
It's always
you quit
lack
having
of-
oxygen in your brain, I suppose, yeah.
every
Yeah.
single death is ultimately caused by oxygen not making it to the brain.
No,
That's true.
No.
It is. a
So
true
if you
statement.
if you bleed
that's
out,
a side effect.
No, it's how you actually die.
No. So your head
do you
is
mean?
severed from your body.
And your brain.
If you somehow hooked the oxygen machine up to it, it would survive.
Yes.
You would survive.
Yes.
Put a mask on it.
Yes.
No.
If you, I'm not saying that's how you save everybody. I'm just saying ultimately that's how the brain dies. That's how you die.
If you get smashed into pulverized.
Oh, still no oxygen to the brain, like the guy in the Titanic submarine. Ultimately, not enough oxygen got to his brain.
So he was squashed down to the size of an acorn.
His brain gave up really quick.
Okay, it is falling apart. I just remember.
So if they're about to die, just give them a tracheotomy.
Yes.
That was the thought I had. I was like, well, if every single person dies because they don't have enough oxygen to the brain, well, then you could theoretically, put some machine.
Just hook a machine tubes up the neck.
Yeah. Just have their head in a jar and have oxygen continue to go to the brain, and boom, you're still alive.
Ted Williams' head is in a jar.
There you go, and he's probably still alive because they have
frozen.
oxygen.
Well, it's frozen.
Oh, whatever.
Did you see they opened up some of those original people that they froze, and it was just goo?
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
be quiet. Are you serious?
It's just goo.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, you just decompose.
Well,
So
it's not just decomposing, but I mean the part about it is that when water freezes, it expands. So you can't expect it to maintain
Yes, we're back
its
to
structural
water.
integrity.
Yeah.
That's so
We're just
gross.
water anyway, right?
Yeah, but
Mostly.
still, when you freeze, you become a
Crystalline.
third larger than what's normal. You know, because they stretch out. And it's kind of like when you freeze water in an ice tray.
Yeah,
It's like they would need to desiccate you first and then
Ugh.
freeze you.
How is that going to happen? You turn it to beef jerky and then
like
Well, you
mummy?
have to take all the
like mummification.
fluid out of you. All the fluid.
And they all went to mush. That's just gross.
Yeah,
they replace your fluids with something like antifreeze that doesn't freeze. Maybe you drink a lot of alcohol that won't freeze.
Maybe some vodkas.
We are so close to solving immortality.
get Elon Musk on the horn.
Close. Guys, we're right on the edge.
Yeah, we're gonna IV this halftime drink here.
Yes. Then we're going to hop in the freezer, see if we live.
Key to immortality.
Paul's first.
Completely soak your brain with alcohol.
No. Paul, get back in the freezer. Shh. I know you're cold. Just go to sleep.
I would be mush instantaneously somehow.
So all
Never
those
mind.
people that have paid for that, are they getting their money back?
No.
Yeah,
Or
No,
their
they are.
family?
It's as is.
You would think
It's an
that
as is.
They
warranty.
they would have like they put a pig in there first.
They would have tested this theory.
Come on, I mean it's absolute. It's like when you vacuum pack anything and you stick it in the freezer for a super extended period. You take it back out. It's freezer burn. There's stuff going on there that it's just it's never the same anymore.
It's freezer burnt.
Ted Williams is freezer burnt.
Yeah, definitely can't eat that head.
I wonder if they put a little bit of SPF 50 on there.
God, awful.
Just rub it in. It's good for the head.
Wow. Okay, that wasn't on the list of topics today either.
What,
Can I-
cryogenics?
Well, we do have we do have the Renaissance Fair, and in all fairness, we do need to get out there sooner than later. Chuck, I encourage you guys to join us. I know you're not huge on that, but I'd like for you to go. It'd be a fun thing. We could wear our dudes like us outfits out there. In fact, we need to order some more. But it does bring up the fact that it is getting warmer.
Yeah,
I was
in a
enjoying the
hurry.
weather,
In a hurry.
and so springtime is like slapping us in the face. It's,
Oh, yeah.
it's like a meat stick in the middle of the night, just smacking you.
It just seemed to happen so fast too. It's like boom. Next thing I know, I'm having to mow and trim and edge and get my pool ready and all this shit. Springtime just kind of.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. The hot weather in my job suck.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Suck. Do not enjoy it. But
And
it
you
is-
hate heat. I'm amazed that.
Oh, it's the worst.
So I mean, but when it gets crazy hot, it's not safe.
You got to power through it. You got to stay hydrated. You got to, I take Celtic salt with me. I do Powerades. I try not, it stinks because I got these phobias of being poisoned by all these weird things that they're putting in our food, like the dyes, red dye. But I still get the red Gatorades because I like them. But you wonder, it's like when they start telling you all these things are bad for you, like RFK did some sort of speech today regarding his fight against the putting dyes, into
right.
some of the stuff that we're having. And I don't know what the result's going to be, but he was suggesting, he's going to nuke the food dyes. Don't worry, Paul, your hair dye is safe. So
Good.
So the food dyes contributed to behavior issues, drinks, foods, and other lowers your testosterone, and now you have to look at ugly food. I guess is basically because these dyes are no longer going to be in
because it
there.
looks pale and nasty.
But you
and
know,
like
in
gray.
a sense, there's poisons, petroleum, and there's carcinogens in these dyes. Period. So you know, you got to pick your battles. I don't really want them. Let's get them out of there.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
especially
Europe did
when
a
they
long
can
time
have
ago.
them in the United States, but when they don't have them in reciprocal countries, like over in Europe, they're not selling the same product. It's kind of like Lucky Charms. Making that up, I don't know. But it's like Lucky Charms. They sell the product here, but when you go over to Canada, the Lucky Charm folks sell a different product to them.
Yeah.
It's like, how is that even legal?
I think we'll find that there are natural replacements to most of all of these.
Right.
But the problem is they're expensive compared to these synthetic
Well,
dyes.
they could probably make vats of the synthetic shit,
Right.
whereas you have to smash, a million beets,
Yes,
Carrots.
100%.
Or
That's
carrots.
That's
or,
exactly right. Like
know.
another one is berberine, right? Berberine is something that is a really good supplement for controlling blood sugar, but it's super bright yellow naturally, and so they also use that as a dye, as a natural yellow dye. So I mean, those things are out there. I think they could find replacements for these things, but it's going to be more expensive.
So Mr. Producer put up, he said, within the addition, the 6 other petroleum-based dyes that the health agency are seeking to eliminate by the end of next year are green number 3,
Wow.
red number 40, yellow number 5, yellow number 6, blue number 1, and blue number 2.
Damn. I mean, tell you what, give them credit, man. They're jumping right in.
Yeah, and they should.
They should.
And you know
it's
what?
so long
Shame
overdue.
on it. Look, it's all about the money.
It is.
You know, it's
100%.
all about the Benjamins. It's all about money, and they're stepping on the people of the United States. Because let's be honest, the United States, we're a host of money. We pay for everything. We pay for everything. We are consumers. We buy a bunch of shit here. The world wants us to spend our money on their shit, and that's why I'm a huge proponent on still riding on the tariff program. I really am. You know, I'm in it for the long game, and I know there's lots of people out there that may be hurting, but at the same time, it's got to be reciprocal.
Yeah. I mean, just going back to these additives, right? It's just so we are so brainwashed, or not brainwashed, but
Lied to.
We're such we're so consumer oriented that it's like the shelf life, right? Everything has to be super fresh forever.
Right.
With all the preservatives, right?
Well, yep.
Because we're not okay with a cookie that looks a certain way or has a certain texture, or we honestly we don't have a food distribution system that can handle short shelf life.
Well, you don't have the local farms anymore.
Right. That's exactly my point.
You don't have the local farms that can feed all these general stores. Now you got these humongous farms who make this shit, store it in a warehouse, and then ship it across the country.
Yep, 2,000 miles,
Correct.
right? Whatever. Yeah. And so we don't have the system to do it. The shit will rot on the shelves faster than people can eat it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't buy organic vegetables because it looks like shit.
Right. They look like
I'm not going to spend 50% more for a piece of shit apple.
That's getting all kind of
yeah.
wormy.
I don't know. It's probably but I'm like, I'm not going to eat that anyway because look at it. It's a piece of shit.
Right.
It's smaller.
I get it.
And is it really
that much better for you, or
Correct.
is the other apple that much so bad for you?
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
It's not that it's healthier. It's just that the other one's bad for you. Right. I guess that's what the issue is.
And it probably
Maybe
tastes
it's both.
Tastes better. I think the organic stuff tastes a little better.
Yeah, probably. It's just
it's frustrating because all I want to eat is natural shit that God put on the earth, and
Have you ever thought about doing a garden?
It's impossible in Texas, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I have thought about doing a garden, but it's just like we've got animals, and
Well, I bought Julie 2 raised gardens. They're about 3 feet off the ground. They're boxes,
Oh wow.
and we're growing tomatoes and beets and onions and lettuce.
You spray them with pesticides and
I poured gas on them.
Straight to the petroleum.
honey, we've got some sort of bug on our plants out here. Oh, just douse it.
No, and Brussels sprouts.
he pees on it.
I'm growing Brussels sprouts too.
He's out there.
I urinate
Marking
on
it.
it.
Yeah.
But something's eating the fucking Brussels sprouts.
There you
It's like,
go.
what the fuck?
Right. Well, you gotta put some sort of ejaculate on it.
Could yeah.
You got throw. You don't even have to go out there.
I know.
You don't exactly do it from
Just
the
go
back door.
I'll do out the window right here.
Well, you got to figure out what is attacking it. But I'm all in. I'm all about that. Because we've got pretty big backyards, and I wouldn't mind getting hell, man. You could attach it to your fence. You could put a trough, a little 18-inch trough, all the way around your fence, 4 feet up, and connect it to the poles.
That's
There's no reason why.
There's something I would actually get into that. Totally.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yep.
fun. It'd be fun to go out there and see how it's growing.
And to water it would be super easy. You get the little tiny tubes, and
my
you
dad
hook
had
it up
those.
to the
It's
faucets.
a drip system.
And there's a little timer,
Yep.
and you just run it along the whole fence line, and it turns on certain times of day, and
I think that would be.
sprays,
I
and
think
it's-
that would be a fun hobby. I really do.
Well, I'm doing it, and the other one is at some point I'd like to get some chickens.
Is that going to sustain you though?
No, it's not.
And
It's
the
just-
chickens. What is the legal recourse on
don't
as
know.
far as code goes?
I don't know about Frisco.
No, you can't have chickens. I know that for a fact.
But you can't have roosters.
I wouldn't want a rooster.
I wouldn't want one anyway.
No,
but
I
that-
mean, I'm
no,
just
no,
saying.
that's a good point though.
Yeah.
But I know
I-
I know you can have chickens. I know a couple people that do.
Let's talk about the bourbon because Chuck wants to bring up a topic.
Yes.
The cash. What was it?
Cold hard cash.
Cold hard cash. It's
You want to do that first? It's just a quick hitter.
yeah. Let's do it real quick.
So anyway, shout out to my buddy Keith and his band Cold Heart Cash. I saw them last weekend. This is what I did Friday night. Right, we went out and saw. Let me turn on my music here
Oh, nice.
because they debuted their. It's a cover of the Johnny Cash song "I've Been Everywhere,"
Okay.
but so it is kind of funny. He redid the words to. I mean, it's pretty good, right?
When along came a semi with a hind canvas covered load.
And they got this '57 Chevy out there.
That's kind of cool. They made a music video.
He
and
made a
everything.
music video, and he
He
changed all the words to be local Austin joints instead of.
Oh, that's cool.
He asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and sand, and I said, listen,
Bitch,
I've
please.
traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the desert,
See, we need a dudes like us intro like that. With a little music video with us
They got a cello going.
scrambling to get to the podcast
It's a
room.
stand-up bass, but yeah.
Stand up bass. Oh,
She said
nice.
cello.
I did say cello. Hey, I'm not a musician, musical instrument expert.
And so we're just listening to him.
Yeah, that's good old-fashioned Texas stuff there. That's pretty good. What's the name of them again?
Cold Heart Cash. Shout
Cold
out.
Heart Cash, and they're available.
Heart. Yeah, heart. Got it.
Cold Heart Cash.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Well, that's a
So-
good shout out, man.
yeah. They're brilliant. They're fun. They're fun guys too. And I wish them all the best because
They come out here to this area at all?
I don't think so.
So they're all in Austin, you said?
Yeah, North Austin, Georgetown, Round Rock. That area.
Very nice.
It's a real cool scene. There's probably a dozen different bars, Hanovers and
Yep.
shooters, and they were playing at the Point, Austin.
Well, we'll have
And-
to
yeah.
get a mobile set up. We got to get the mobile set up anyways. We have all the components.
Well, if we ever did a Dudes Like Us trip to Austin and check out some distilleries,
Hell, we could do a
yeah.
Dudes
we
Like
could
Us trip to the backyard with the mobile setup as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I'm just saying, we could see them in Austin and go visit some distilleries. And
Why don't we do that?
Go still Austin.
We could do a mobile one in your backyard, or go to your backyard, set up the system back there.
just kind of
Couple headphones.
do a
In the
test.
pool,
I wouldn't get the pool with it. Maybe.
all our
that wouldn't be-
wires.
That would not be a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
All right. What do we got? We're talking about our bourbon now.
Yes.
All right.
So this is a new one. This is one that I brought back from Kentucky. Again, looking for things that I can't find here. So this is from Bardstown Bourbon Company. And they're right off the highway.
yeah. So we've had a bunch of this Bardstown stuff. This
Yeah.
one is super unique.
It is. It
Yeah.
really is.
So this is a single barrel. This is from their Distiller's Reserve. You can only find it there. The bottle's actually signed by their distiller, which is kind of cool. This is a 6-year. The mash bill looks like this is a. I can't even read that.
It's a rye, 60 corn, 36 rye, and
No.
4%. Oh, that's different.
No, this is different. This is 70 corn, 18 rye.
Damn it! Chuck?
and then it has a 0, which doesn't make sense. And then 12 malted barley, I guess.
So 70,
70, 18, and 12.
There you go. That doesn't add up to 100. Does it?
Well,
Yeah,
like I said,
kinda does.
Yeah, it does.
You
Okay.
s- yeah,
yeah, it
it's
does.
So you said it's a
18
high-
and 12. 18 and 12.
High rye profile. Is that what you said?
18
18%?
points, yeah. And yeah, this is, I wrote down a couple things. When my first sip, it almost tasted like candy, like cherry to me.
I taste brownie. I taste
Brownies.
brownies. I swear to you, this is like the first time I've gotten a light chocolate, fluffy brownie taste.
Yeah. Yeah, the very first pull that I took, I was downstairs. I let Julie tasted it, and she enjoyed it quite a bit. I was getting almost like cherry candy type of flavor. Are you doing the bourbon chew?
It's good. It's
Yeah.
you know it's interesting because it tastes like it should have a very spicy. You know what I mean? When it first enters the mouth, it's got that.
It pokes you.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's gonna be. It's
I'm
gonna
going to be spicy, but then
Yeah.
it like totally tapers off.
totally. It totally finishes it, but it doesn't die on the finish. It goes into a sweet.
It's
sweet
a
finish.
floral kind of finish.
It's really odd. This is really odd. I mean, it's good, but
It's fruity. It's sweet. I almost want to say I got a little hint of mint.
I could see that.
So this is really difficult for people to get. You said it's only available at the distillery.
At the distillery, yeah.
So this is basically rare.
Yeah. Well, it says. Well, I think when you look in here, it's a what the barcode pulls up is not this bottle,
Right.
right? It's like a single barrel, and it's just uncommon. This one is not in here for me to actually see.
Man, I don't know what's. Usually I struggle with coming up with things that I'm tasting, but they're all hitting me here.
Is it
Roasted almonds.
Yeah, there is some.
There's some
nuttiness.
There's some nutty stuff in there.
There's some bitter nut in there. I'm gonna say bitter, like a nutmeg kind of.
Some baking spice.
Yeah, maybe that's.
Although the nose is unique too.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
110 proof. Did you say that earlier?
Yeah, 110.
I didn't hear you say that. Wow, that's nice.
Mm,
This is excellent.
yeah.
Yeah, this is a good one.
This is, and excellent from the standpoint of unique. Unique. We don't have a lot that stands out like this in terms of a unique profile. I think this is excellent.
What do you think, Chuck?
It's tasty. I mean, I'm getting everything that y'all say, and then some. You know, it's real smooth, and I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, if you again, I don't know how many. This is a single barrel, so I don't know how many bottles they have of this. But it's going to be once it's done, kind of a thing. And this is a 6-year-old Kentucky Straight.
You know what? We make fun of the thing. It makes a huge difference. Do you guys do that? Because you
Yeah,
should.
well,
do it even if you think it's goofy at first. I'm getting much more out of it.
Well, it's because you're exposing your tongue to oxygen,
Yeah.
and it's a application every time. I mean, I don't want to do it in the mic.
Right.
I do.
we all have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
You're like stretching your labia is what you're doing there.
I know.
Good Lord.
Okay, why? How is the analogy there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, look
So
away.
Bardstown,
look away, Jeff.
who-
Just look away.
He did. He was like, I just said that.
Yeah, don't make eye contact with me right now.
I'll send that to you later on your phone.
So is what house is the Bardstown on?
Bardstown. They're their own thing.
Yeah. Okay. So they're not on here.
It should be.
Bardstown?
It should be in the.
I don't think Bardstown is on here.
I can't read the purple, so who
Well,
knows what's in the
the-
purple?
These
That's
are-
Willett.
Yeah. Willet is the purple. So we've got the House of Bourbon.
But
There's a
Bardstown's
key.
gotta
It's
be on
from
there, guys.
Wine,
That's a
that
major
Vine
one.
pair.
Okay, so on this chart, they do not
Uh-huh.
put the single off ones, right? So if it's just Bardstown and they just make Bardstown, that's not going to be on there.
Yeah, Bardstown just makes Bardstown
Oh,
this.
what a shitty chart, man. Did you come up with this, Chuck?
Thanks for printing the shitty chart, Chuck.
I think next time
Never
make it
do it
all
again.
that dark purple
Yeah.
with black ink.
What a massive letdown. Kind of like your boob shelf picks.
Yeah.
Never gonna let me
I
live
tell you
that
what,
down
You're
there.
not on a good streak right now,
And the
Chuck.
distillery. Well, we didn't tour the distillery. We actually hit this on the way out of town. We got there
Did
about
you guys rob it?
9:30. Yeah, we hit.
Hit
We
it,
just
yeah.
we threw a big brick in there and just
Yeah.
went there.
And tap it.
Julie was your getaway driver.
She was. She just. Actually, she was driving. She just rear-ended all the way through the glass,
Just drove through. Huh?
Nice.
and I just loaded the car.
That
up.
is more her style, by the way.
Yes,
By
it
the
is.
way, the Frey folks reached out to me.
Oh.
They
What'd they say?
they said good luck.
Yep.
They
What?
said because I was inquiring about the 100% wheat, and they were saying, well, we got another release happening later this year, but it's in-house purchase only, so you got to go to the distillery to purchase it. So I'm
Right.
just like,
And that's in Utah?
it's in
It's
Nevada.
It's
Nevada?
in Fallon, Nevada.
So I mean, I'm just trying to figure out,
Well, you
wrap
guys-
my head on what the cost associated with that pickup is going to be.
Well, you fly into...
Well, you're going to be $300-400 to fly into Reno.
Can't we just? What is the name of that? We need to contact that liquor place and ask him to go buy it, and we'll just pad him a couple $100.
That's Battleborn Spirit and Wine.
Battleborn.
Battleborn.
That sounds like a
He's
a
got
bar in
he's-
Skyrim.
He's got a Instagram.
You know, I'm not giving up because I got to tell you that buttercream wheat that we had out there from Frey
Was awful.
is desirable.
Oh.
super fantastic.
I didn't like
I
it
know you didn't
at
like
all,
it.
at all.
I respect that,
But you know what?
I enjoyed it
What
tremendously.
what was the one I didn't like at first? The Ambrosia or
The RD1 spirits, the
Yeah.
Aberrano.
Amarano.
Yeah, that
So,
stuff turned out
you
to
know,
be delicious.
It did, and I own it. I had a total 180 on that one. So maybe
It's Battleborn
if I try the
Wine.
Frey again,
We've got RD1 Spirits. They're supposedly
No-
going to be joining us in third week of May, I think, or something like
There
that.
it is.
outstanding.
Maybe the fourth. I don't know.
Yeah, there it is. That's the guy right there. That's him.
I'm gonna reach out to him.
Rare
Hey.
character. They're the rare character.
Great
right there.
character. Beautiful.
That's him. Nice guy. Knows his shit too, man. There's another rare character.
Well, this was a fun podcast, guys.
Yeah.
We shared some interesting stories.
I gotta find that. I gotta find that guy on Instagram. Yeah, there was some good stories.
Yeah,
I can't remember any of them.
me neither. You know what? I will tell you that. So people that listen,
everywhere, man.
people that listen, they'll like come up to me and they'll be like, "Yeah, so how'd you like that? Blah blah blah. I did that too." And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "On the podcast, you talked about blah blah blah." I was like, "We did? Really? What podcast?"
Yes.
I mean, dude, I have no memory of anything we do here. That's not good. It's crazy.
Well, if you need a recap, you can always check us out on the Facebook or Instagram. Just
Right.
check us out, Dudes Like Us -podcast, Dudes Like Us -woodcraft on Instagram or
boy.
Facebook.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Wah, wah, about to crash. Now this is good. I haven't even.
Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this.
This is
What
good.
little I got left.
Yeah, I don't have a lot left.
How much
either.
time do we have?
We
to
didn't even
play
give it a
with
score.
Oh, okay, 110 proof.
this? 110.
I'm going to go 7.8.
I was gonna give it an 8.
I'm gonna give it an 8-1.
It's good.
This
It's
is
good stuff.
I'm not gonna say fabulous because that's Jeff's word, but it's fantastic.
It is fantastic.
Stupendous.
Very nice. All right.
All right. Well, why don't you sign us out, Mr.
Yeah, come on.
Sign us
Sorry.
out, Mr. Sean.
I was enjoying it, and frankly, I think I choked a little bit.
You-
All right, Dudes Like Us. I'm Sean.
Okay. Wow, that was tough. I'm Paul.
I'm Jeff.